Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-binary friends, welcome to this week's episode of the What the Fluff podcast. This is going to be an interesting one because we were going to be talking about choosing yourself. I had the thumbnail designed 2 weeks ago because I had broken up with my girlfriend. For those of you who have followed our news, it was 2 weeks and I didn't feel like there was enough me left to be able to give another person. And so I ended things. And so this podcast was going to be about choosing yourself and making sure that you know what's right for you. And even though choosing yourself can be difficult, I will always choose disappointing someone else over disappointing myself. And I felt as though I was going to be disappointing myself a lot. Cut to last week. Shoot, I guess we're just getting in this. Hey, pretty much ignore the fact that choosing yourself is the title. I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about, and we're going to do the damn thing. So, cut to last week, we had still maintained contact. Again, one of the things that I feel like if you follow me everywhere, or pretty much anywhere you look, I preach positivity, love, and acceptance. Like, that's all it is. I preach being kind to one another. Don't be a dick. So even though, yeah, I knew and know that I had amazingly strong feelings for this woman, I knew that this woman was who I was supposed to be with, but there was still that feeling of I'm not ready. There was still the feeling of I would be letting myself down. I felt like there were so many things. I felt the podcast go by the wayside. Editing was piling up. I wasn't managing my time well. And yeah, that led to me ending things. And then last week happened. This is going to be all over the place because I'm not really prepared for this, but I am. So just follow along. And so over the course of those few weeks, that's the through line that I was going through. Over the course of those few weeks, even the first week, we still had conversations because there were questions of, how can you go from feeling this strongly to not wanting to be together, but also wanting to be together, and, just a bunch of unanswered questions. And so we had plenty of time to converse and talk and make sure that, like, we still let each other know that we cared about each other. There was or at least I made sure that was known. She made that known to me, of course. She wasn't the one who broke up with me. But I wanted to let her, like, it's not you at all. It's me. I feel I'm not getting the things I need to get done. And I needed more alone time. And what was beautiful from her is she gave that to me. Even though there were still unanswered questions, even though it was a bit of a shock, she took time and we didn't talk for a little bit there. I mean, we would still randomly be sending each other memes or something like that, but it wasn't the contact. It was the space that I needed while still, in a way, being able to remember, like, holy fuck, this person is incredible. What am I doing? That led to last week, Wednesday. I just didn't have it in me to go live that day. There was something, and I didn't know what it was, but I didn't have it. And I took that day to really, really, really think about life, think about my responsibilities, think about what I wanted, thinking about what I want to accomplish on stream. What do I need to accomplish on stream? What am I doing to set myself up for success? And one of the things that slapped me across the brain as I was going through all of this was a beautiful slap by Brene Brown and James Clear. I spent a lot of that day listening to podcasts and really just thinking. And there was something about the Atomic Habit, seeing it. I was like, ooh, I like this. Let's see what that is. Let's see what they're going to have to say. Mother effer, man. 2 listens of each podcast later, there's a part 1 and a part 2. I was changed in a way. And the main quote that stuck with me the entire time. I mean, I'll try and link it in the comment section or in the description, the podcast that I'm talking about, so you guys can go and give it a listen. But one of the main things was the main quote that I took away, which is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And so basically what that means is that when you are trying a goal, the ability or likelihood of achieving a goal becomes higher and higher and higher the more of a system you have in place to achieve that. For example, if I want to be the fittest person in the world, if I don't have the habit of eating healthier, if I don't have the habit of working out, if I don't have the habit of making sure that I'm drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, then the goal of losing weight will not happen. If I don't have a system in place in order to achieve that goal, I'm not going to achieve the goal. And that right there sank into every single fucking crevice of my life. The main part was my smoking. For those of you that have been around, whether you haven't been, weed has been a very helpful but also harmful thing in my life. I know I have undiagnosed ADHD. There's certain times where I'm feeling stressed, depressed, anxious, and so weed has helped me in being my medicine for those moments. However, there are also times where the use of weed leaves me feeling depressed even more, and then having the munchies, and then I eat because I'm feeling down, and the food makes me feel good, and then the next day there's that shame spiral of what in the F am I doing? This is not making me healthier. This is not making me a better person. This is not allowing me to do the things I want to do. However, I couldn't knock it. I knew there was something. I didn't want to be sober, and I don't. I enjoy when I'm with my friends. I don't drink. So that's my enjoyment, and I do enjoy it. However, I don't want it in my life at the expense of my own sanity. And so hearing you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. My goal being, I want to moderate and consume less weed. What systems did I have in place? Absolutely nothing. I kept my bong on my coffee table. So of course, after I finished my morning routine, which I enjoyed doing sober, if my bong's there, it's so easy for me to take a rip. If I know that I'm going to be feeling stressful on stream, of course, if my bong's there, I'm going to run and take a rip before I hop on stream. If I'm setting myself up to smoke, of course, the goal of not smoking is going to be harder. So what I did was I cleaned all that shit that was easily acceptable, and I put it away. And every day since then, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's now Monday, I make it until at least noon, maybe 2:00 before I have weed. And even still, all of these days, I have smoked less than I have in, like, I haven't been able to moderate, is what I'm trying to say. The amount of times I've had a conversation with Dom, and he is like, dude, you can moderate, like, you can do it. I know you can. And I'm like, no, I can't. No, I can't. Holy fuck, I can. I just wasn't putting myself in the position to do that. But by knowing what I wanted, by knowing that I wanted to be more responsible, by knowing that I had these goals, I was able to then knock down that weed. And then what that allowed me to do is realize, holy fuck, I have a lot more time than I thought I did, because I mistook my alone time, or I mistook that weed and food time at the end of the night as my alone time, as my refueling. But that wasn't what was happening at all. It was in a way me choosing. I actually disagree with myself. I keep saying that I was choosing weed over her, but what I truly think is I was choosing poor time management over her, because I wasn't able to stick with my boundaries and say, hey, I need to get this work done. Even though she knew that I told her, hey, I won't be replying for these little bits amount of time, I would still do it. And then I would be more annoyed at myself for not sticking to these things. So I was like, oh, it's this person that is in a way preventing me from having my alone time, when it was literally just me and my own self-control. And so what I realized is, holy shit, I have all these things that I want to do. How can I be more productive now? Because I was sober, even for just a little bit, I was more sober than I've ever been. My brain wasn't fogged down because I hadn't, even though I only smoke a little starting in the mornings, by the end of the day, I've still smoked plenty enough to the point where my brain is tired. It's good. It wants to go to sleep. But by starting with a little bit at noon or 2, I still go to bed and I'm feeling great. And I am able to then use it to effectively help me fall asleep and not be the key to the munchies like it always was. So I was able to knock that relationship with weed. And then I was able to, sit down and think, okay, what do I need to get? Actually, no, that hadn't happened yet. I'll get to that. Then here comes Friday. Candace and I, she had a gift for me. I had some birthday presents for her because her birthday's coming up in a couple days here. And we ended up having a beautiful time. And as we were doing that, as we were just spending time with each other, I knew, I was like, I want this to work. Because in all of my relationships, when I have done that breakup and in a way pushed someone away, which has been a pattern of mine, I didn't still feel attracted to that person, or I still didn't feel that I want to be with you. But at no point did that leave with Candace, which was the weirdest thing, which is what I also just kept ruminating on. Whenever anyone would ask in chat, how is she? And I had to say that we broke up, I'd be like, I still care so much about her. And so I after spending that time with her on Friday, after thinking about all of those things, I was like, wait, before I first broke up with her, I was starting to feel that, I couldn't feel like I could ask someone just to hang out one night a week. I felt like that wasn't fair to a relationship. I felt like I couldn't do these things, and X, Y, and Z wasn't what a relationship was. And then Saturday hit. We had hung out. We were messaging a little bit throughout the day. And I was like, wait, no, why aren't we just communicating about this? Why didn't I ask her, hey, can you do this? Are you okay with maybe only having a day or two during the week? Because here's the thing, I need to be able to go to bed by 10:30 so that I can wake up at 5:45 and do my day. That's very important. I need to be able to be strong in my boundaries. And I felt like I wasn't that. So if I at least tell you that that's what I need, and I can, and we're here to support each other. So if you know that that's what's going to make me happy, and I already know you've told me that you want me to do the things that I need to do, and I know that I want to help you be the most productive and the best person you've ever been. We know this. Why can't we try? And that's all I thought. And so I was like, okay, what do I need to do in order to make time for her? I need to make sure that I'm on my editing. I need to make sure that I shoot a podcast at this time. I need to make sure that when I'm working on things that I'm not replying, I'm not looking at my phone, and that I'm fully focused and that I'm getting everything done. And you want to know what's effing crazy? The fact that I've been more sober these last few days, I've been more productive than I've ever been. I've read more. I've gotten more work done. It's been absolutely insane. The 180-degree change that has happened in my life. All because of realizing the little thing about habits, realizing that, oh no, me just getting something done and doing it right away is the habit of doing it. And if the habit of doing it means that I then have those 2 hours at night to be able to hang out with her, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push myself harder throughout the day. And that's literally, I know I keep saying this is what it was. But the whole through line of this was that I had to be better in order to be in this relationship. I had to choose myself to be better and be able to be the person that this person deserves, or I could choose my old self. That's what it was. I could choose my old self who didn't necessarily prioritize time management, who wasn't making sure that they were on their game so that they could do all the other extra things in life that I know I want to do. I can do that, or I can be the person who wakes up and gets shit done and is productive and has their time managed so that they can spend the time with those that they care about. And that's what I did. And so we had a beautiful workout at the gym together on Sunday. We went to lunch after, and then we were just sitting there, and I said, hey, we can explain after, but do you want to date again? She said, yeah, I would really like that. And I said, good. And then I explained so many of the things that I explained to you. I had seen something on Instagram that's like, that had the little explanation on extroverted introvert, and it was me to the freaking T. Because there's sometimes where even if it's a best friend of mine, I don't want to talk. I just get over it, and I would rather sit in silence or just read a book. And so I explained, like, I felt really bad as a partner having the potential to be like, hey, babe, I'd rather not talk right now. Like, is it okay if we just sit and read or something? Is that okay? I didn't feel okay saying that. But one of the things that we ended up just talking about is like, just communicate. All we have to do is talk about it. And it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Just be honest with how we're feeling. And we've had amazing communication. Every single thing, like at no point have I felt judged. Has she felt judged? Have we felt less than for being our amazing selves? Because we just accept and know that we see the heart of the other person, and we know that the other person doesn't want to hurt us in any way, shape, or form. And so it allows us to just listen and be. And so the things that I saw for the 8 signs you're an introvert, it was like certain people drain you while others energize you. You find both people intriguing and exhausting. You love being alone but appreciate good company. Your energy levels are closely tied to your environment. You would rather say what's on your mind than make small talk. You enjoy socializing but always have an escape plan. You are selective with your people and your social calendar, and people often mistake me for an extrovert, which, I mean, I am in a way, but very introverted as well. And so I felt like I was giving this person a rule book on how to be my partner, when in reality, I was just communicating my needs and wants. But because I've always felt too much, I've always felt, because of all my, I felt too much. I felt that this would be too much for a person, that I was too much for a person, when that's not the case at all. I am just as amazing as I should be, and I'm in the perfect place and the perfect mindset. And if this person is willing to listen, to try and understand me and know about me, which is exactly what she is and was trying to do, why am I going to push that person away? Especially when I want to get to know them and figure out who the hell they are too. So I ended up choosing the self that wants to be a better person, as opposed to choosing the self that wants to be by themselves. And so the message of this podcast completely changed from what it was. Actually, no, because it didn't change. I did choose myself. I did choose what I knew to be right 2 weeks ago and now. That's the beauty, is 2 weeks ago wasn't a mistake. 2 weeks ago wasn't an accident. All of this happened how it should be. I didn't know how to go about this 2 weeks ago, but now I do. It's incredible how quickly so much change can happen. But the crazy thing is that all these changes have been happening subtly, small over time. It's been the realization, it's been my own self learning the understandings of my feelings and habits and desires and vices and all of these things. If I didn't take the time to sit and really be uncomfortable with myself and learn about myself, I don't know if I would have been able to come to this conclusion. So what I will end with, and what I will try to spread to all of you beautiful people as we head out of here, is that life is filled with difficult, amazing, painful, beautiful emotion and feelings and connections. And through knowing about yourself, you are able to connect better with others. You're able to understand others better because you know yourself better. So take some time. Learn about you. Learn what makes you happy. I can't thank you guys enough for all the beautiful love today. Thank you so much. And I will catch you guys on the next beautiful episode of the What the Fluff podcast. Good night.